Peace be with you. I'm making this video to talk about the concept of civilization a little bit because, in my opinion, this is one of the most misunderstood concepts on the planet. And not only that, because of how we misunderstand this concept, a lot of times we view ourselves, the modern human beings, as more civilized than our ancestors and therefore in a better position and not subject to the same rules and regulation that God has placed on these people, or at least we tend to think that these are somehow outdated. So what is this? What is civilization? Well, how we view civilization is very, very wrong, because if you look at history, and whoever studied history, some of the greatest examples of ancient civilizations, at least in the West, are like the ancient Egypt, the ancient Greeks, and the Romans. And if you look at their societies, they were some of the most depraved and sick societies in history. I mean, Egyptians, they enslaved people. Greeks, they practiced pedophilia and all kinds of abominations. Ancient Romans, they watched people get killed for fun in colosseums. So these people, their morals were absolutely gone. So why do we consider them civilized? Well, they are considered civilized because they had enough technology. They could build roads, and they had enough technology and military power. And they are the ones that kept records because they destroyed their enemies, whom they refer to as barbarians, people who were uncivilized. So that's how we misunderstand this whole concept of civilization. We view people with power and technology as civilized, and people with great morals, if they don't have power and technology, they're viewed as barbarians, because the people with power will write history and make themselves into the good guys and make them into bad guys. And that goes back into religion. All of us have the same test. When we consider our time now, a lot of people have this predisposition to think that we are somehow more advanced than the ancient human beings, and we're not. We are standing on a tower of cards that can collapse at any moment, and if it does, none of us will know how to repair it. I don't know how to make glass. I don't know how to find iron ore so I can make metals. I don't know how to do any of these things. Other people don't know, how to create microchips. There's so much that our world depends on that we don't know how to do. So just because we have all this technology doesn't mean that we're any smarter than the people that came before us. It doesn't matter whether we're riding on a horse or flying in a flying car. That doesn't make us any different. It may make our environment a little bit different, but who we are, our morals, how we treat our family, how we treat our neighbors, whether we are liars or not, whether we are honest, whether we are humble, that never changes. It doesn't matter what our environment is. These are things that are intrinsic to human beings, and this is what God wants us to work on. This is what the Quran talks about. This is what every single prophet that was ever sent by God came to tell people about. So we shouldn't think of ourselves as civilized or somehow in a better position or smarter than the people that preceded us. They had the same mental capacity as we did. Their technology was different from ours, although they too had technology, as it's witnessed by the pyramids and the colosseums that they had. They had ease and plenty just like we have ease and plenty, and they may have not had technology that we have now, but we are not the inventors of this technology, and most of us simply know just how to use it, and we can't even imagine how it's created, especially the building blocks of it starting from the beginning, that we, how to gather these things from the earth, to process them, and then how to process them. Civilization is morality. That is what a civilized person is. A person that does not lie, that does not cheat, that does not steal, does not use other human beings for their personal pleasure, that doesn't do any of those things. Those are civilized people, whether they're living under a bridge or in a palace. That's what makes a human being civilized. Having technology and having these tools that somebody else built does not make you smart, nor does it make you civilized. As a matter of fact, it is likely to make you depraved, as anyone can witness, not only in our society, but societies preceding our own. Whenever there is ease, and this is exactly what the Quran says, people tend to become corrupt and very, very uncivilized because they are consumed by their desires and personal pursuits. So that's all I wanted to say. Civilization is not what we think. And if you want to be civilized, then you have to submit to God, which is the meaning of the Arabic term Muslim. Peace be with you.